What's up guys, Erebus here, back at you with some more Dark Souls 3 PvP fun. Today we're going to be on my level 30 again, starting off in the forest and running right into a host and a phantom. So right off the bat here, just jumping into the action, but I see there's a third phantom that's by himself. So I'm going to leave those guys to the PvE, and I'm going to come over here and take care of this phantom while he's struggling with these chaps. Go ahead and get the guard break on him, riposte. Old Bob's out of the game. So that way I know it's at least down to me and these two for the rest of it. So this host is going to be extremely cancerous. Target shield and a straight sword. Stealing my low level setup. Not really, it's a pretty popular one. But just going to be rushing in a lot and being irritating. So here you see I waggled at the yellow to get him to waggle back, and when he did, guard broke him and riposted. Unfortunately, the host is putting too much pressure on me. I can't quite finish the job. He gets his drink. So we have to start again. And that, if I'm not mistaken, that's going to happen a couple of times. Because the host just loves to dive in out of nowhere. You might have noticed there them specifically backing out of my view to then rush in from the side. Very irritating. A good strategy, don't get me wrong, but irritating. Almost end it right there by taking out the host. Don't quite get there. They go ahead and back off to heal, so I've got a little bit of time with the Sunbro. Not enough to clinch it. Now we've got a crab in the mix. So I take that time to heal and then chase them over here. I know they're not going to deal with the crab. I don't particularly want to deal with the crab. Ever since I had a crab steal a riposte from me once or twice, I get kind of irritated by them now. So I go ahead and come onto land. I'm not too scared, so I'm going to hang out here and 2v1 these chaps. Now blue's coming in, but so's a dark spirit. So, probably not going to change the odds too much, as long as the blue and the red arrive around the same time. Now there's a watchdog as well. So I'm getting a little bit of distance trying to heal and wait for my backup. Almost end the Sunbro there. Honestly, I thought I was going to, or I would have just given him the second R1. Now the blue's here and I have no backup. So I don't know where these guys are at. But I'm starting to get a little worried. Start rolling. Now I see the red's taking care of the blue. So I'm going to go back to dealing with these two until the watchdog arrives. Crab gets back in the action. Sunbro thinks that he can R1 me to death and is sorely mistaken. So now it's 3v2. That blue's about to die. And goes ahead and heals, but, you know, it's a blue. So the host does the only thing the host will do in that situation, it disconnects. Awesome. Now this one just is frustrating on so many levels. So we've got a no health host. At this point I thought maybe he didn't have any Estus left, but he is going to heal. Rocking the full Undead Legion set with the breakdance sword. But the name is Ludix Gundyr. So first of all, wrong name for this cosplay. Second of all, Ludex is not a thing anyway. It's Udex Gundyr with an I, not an L. So I was just incredibly amused and incredibly infuriated right off the bat with this chap. See there, he tries to go for the heavy R2. I can't punish with the backstab since he's in the doorway. Can't quite get around him. But I am able to give him a couple hits anyway. And now we're going to try to just roll catch him, finish it off. Don't quite get that, but he only gets one chug in, and the 3-hit combo is more than that amount of Estus gave him in health. Rip guy who doesn't know names of characters. Now this one is, it's probably not my best moment. I don't play particularly well in this invasion, but well enough that I don't get ganked. So as of right now, we got Host and his Phantom. The host did use a seed, so these zombies are targeting me as well. I originally didn't even notice, and then saw the blood loss. So I go ahead and pop my clump so that I don't have residual blood loss for a long time, and come out to dance with these fellows. The seed's already worn off, so I'm going to use these zombies for cover a few times, because now, of course, there's a blue as well, using, I believe, the Grave Warden Twin Blades, so also building up bleed. Now, if the seed had been activated now, where the zombies could inflict bleed, and also this guy had bleed going, that would have been interesting. But as it is, this guy's the only one with bleed, so it's unlikely he's going to be able to get it to build up enough to proc on me. Now the host and Phantom have backed down, so I'm just fighting the blue at this point, which I'm A-okay with. He is not. So once he realizes that no one's here, he chucks that bomb to try to get a bit of distance on me and starts backing down. He did attack that transformed zombie for a minute, but then he backs down here to where the host and Phantom will help him, because blues are primarily they're tuned for ganking. It's what they do. So, don't really blame him, but it's unfortunate. If I'd had him 1v1, I could have taken him out, and the rest of this invasion would have been a lot easier. But as it is, they're hunting me through the zombies here. We got the Pyro, we got the Twin Blades here, and the host has a Katana as well. So just the R1s for days. And I did think a few times about trying to parry multiple of them at once by L2ing when they were all R1 spamming, but the likelihood of me parrying all three of them is incredibly slim. And if I only got it on one or two of them, I wouldn't get it riposed, so it's not really worth the risk. So instead, I'm just gonna try to get my hits and get out, and just do that repeatedly. Now there, unfortunately, I ran out of stamina, so I couldn't roll out of the host's attack. Go with the Estus bait. I was way too close to this Phantom, but for whatever reason, he didn't come in for a while, so it ended up working out. It really shouldn't have, but I'm grateful that it did, because I needed something like that to happen. Trying to get a parry on this blue now, not happening. The host, unfortunately, was not targeting me with that last R1. I was going for the transformed zombie. If he had been going for me, I would have gotten that one, and would have felt pretty good about myself, but oh well. So now the host is backing down again. The blue this time is not going to waste any time in backing down with him. This time the host was targeting me. I knew he was going to R1 again after the trade. So go ahead and parry and riposte. And that's that. And this blue is very upset about it. You do realize, buddy, that even if you kill me after the host is dead, you don't get your Concord. You already lost. But anyway, back in the chapel here we have a host and an overleveled Phantom. Not sure how overleveled, but he's rocking the Black Knight set with a straight sword and a shield. So I know he's going to be trouble. And host has a dark sword and a shield. So, oh boy. The turtle meta is strong in this invasion. The host actually did put his shield away there for a little bit, but he'll pull it back out before long. And the Phantom is just turtle master. Backwards edge walk, I'm not sure what's happening there. Host uses a seed here. I'm not sure if he thinks I'm going to back up to the zombies or not. There are no enemies right here, other than that exploding guy. I don't know, maybe he was going for exactly that. There wasn't enough damage to really justify a seed use, but I don't know. Honestly, I'm not sure what his plan was. I can only speculate. But either way, a couple staggered R1s coming from him there, which were interesting. Try to go for the Estus bait, and once again, I'm too close. Didn't give myself enough space. and Host is back to turtling as well, so it's just Turtle Central. So I really want to guard break both of them. Like, really bad. But right now I'm just trying to back off enough that I can get another Estus in. Phantom goes to start dealing with PvE, so I get a chance to drink and then take a couple swings at this here Host. He gives me a kick. I should have guard broken him while the Phantom was occupied. You see there I went for the guard break, but he wasn't blocking at the time, so I didn't get what I wanted. Did get a bit of damage, so it wasn't completely worthless, but it was mostly worthless. So now I'm going to start using the stairs here to limit their mobility, because what I don't want is for me to be swinging at one of them and then the other one to come out of nowhere. So I'm going to use the stairs to my benefit, and basically this is just going to turn into hurt them enough that they have to back down and heal, or hurt one of them enough that they have to back down and heal, then do the same to the other one, and basically just rinse and repeat until they run out of Estus, because at this point I'm not getting criticals. I'm not going for too many, because that's what happens when I do. So, and I'm pretty sure that even if I were to get most things, I'd be stopped by the other teammate from getting the riposte. So there I went ahead and got the guard break, and I did get the riposte off before the Phantom could interrupt me. So that ended up well, but it very well could have not. Host goes for a parry. I didn't go for the third swing. I'm kind of interested if I had gone for the third swing if I would have hit him. Or rather, if he would have got me. But we'll never know. So now they're starting to R1 in tandem. See there, I got another guard break on the Host, and Phantom interrupted me, which is what I expected would be the case. Pretty much every time I went for it. Phantoms are pretty good at doing that when they're aggressive like that, particularly over level Phantoms. But yeah, so in the end there's not a whole lot I can do in this invasion other than just start whittling them down, trying to separate them. Not getting backstabbed would probably be smart, but you know, never said I was that smart. R1 spam for days. Holy crap, even watching it again, that Phantom just 4 or 5 swings constantly. But now he makes a mistake of getting a little too far away from the Host, so I'm able to guard break him, able to riposte him, and he's out of the game. And now that he's gone, I'm not real worried. Other than a random parry that might work on the Host's behalf, I'm not real concerned. I've seen what he's got to offer. It's mostly R1 spamming and turtling, which isn't a problem when there's only one of you. But he does a pretty good job of avoiding my two-handed moveset here. So I switched to one hand. It's a little easier to parry, but I don't think he's going to get the parry anyway, so I'm not too concerned. Now I'm going to charge up that R2 and catch him on the roll. GG. This one's kind of funny. Walk in and this Host is immediately just collapsed. So I give him a nice wave. He's clearly sad that he's been invaded. I'm not sure if he's not sure what he's doing at this point, honestly. I did find out later because I invaded somebody else and this guy was his Phantom. So it seems like this guy was not even here to play the level or anything like that. He was just trying to help somebody. So he was very sad about getting invaded. So just to make it a little more kosher for him, I gave him a little present. Not sure where he's bowing to there, but I guess it was intended at me. But gave him a little present. He's going to try to summon now, which is fine. I'm assuming that the reason that he was collapsed at the beginning is because he can't win an invasion when he gets invaded. I mean, that's a huge assumption on my part. So that certainly could not be the case, but that's my guess. So I'm not real concerned if he wants to summon somebody else as well. Now, unfortunately for him, that summon doesn't work. He got guard broken and riposted, so now his health is not in a great spot. He goes ahead and starts healing. Goes for the parry, which is brave. And then the running begins. Not entirely sure where he's going, but I think he's just trying to avoid me long enough that he can summon somebody to back him up because he's not confident in his abilities. And you can tell that too because he's extremely defensive in his play. He's not really swinging at me. Occasionally he'll try to throw out a parry to counter what I'm doing, but the actual R1s just don't really happen. He's just not really going for it. I anticipated the parry there on that third R1, hence why I staggered it so very long. A little too long, really, but it's the attempt that counts. So going again for that summon, and now he's getting a little more brazen, throwing out some R1s. So I pull out my shield for some parries, which sadly does not pan out for me there. Angle wasn't great. Try to go for that circling backstab. Doesn't work. I don't very often have success with those. I see a lot of other people do them, but it rarely works out for me. I just R1. Probably hitting things at the wrong time, but at any rate, he still can't summon a Phantom. He's going to go ahead and fight me a little bit anyway, which I appreciate. He's staggering those R1s to avoid being parried, and eventually get it. I go ahead and bow to him anyway, just because why the hell not? And then I go ahead and show him how much Estus I've got since he was chugging. It's my new thing, in case you haven't noticed. I like showing people how much Estus I have if they drink and I don't. For this next clip, same locale, but this time we've got a host and another overleveled Phantom being edgy with his Legion etiquette gesture. I'm not even going to try with that name, but here he comes with his hammers. I actually like those hammers. I like to see him because I like to parry him. So I've got my shield at the ready. Tried to just poise through the end of his weapon art there and wasn't able to do so. Now he's going for a different weapon that I am not as fond of. I'm not sure which ones those are. It's the twin daggers. But so far the host has kind of stayed out of things. So I'm kind of hoping to just have a 1v1 versus this chap and then a 1v1 versus the host afterward. But in comes the host with the Ring Knight Straight-Sword. He's got that and an Ethereal Oak Shield. Both DLC items that there's just no chance that he should have at this point. Well, I guess technically he could have the Ethereal Oak Shield if he went straight to the snowfield once he got here, but yeah, we all know that that's not what happened. It could have, but it didn't. Phantom switching up again, now going for the Gothard Wind Swords. And now hiding. Not sure what he was doing there. The host was left on his own for a bit. Now the Phantom pulls out Frida's scythe. Really just having a little tour of different weapons. What is this now, like the fourth weapon he's used? I don't really understand, but it's fine. Host has also changed weapons. He's using the axe now. Great Axe, I believe it's called. Which is also fine. I don't mind that weapon. It's pretty easy to avoid or parry. So I'm not real concerned. The only thing is I don't want to get trapped up with both of them. The reach on that scythe is a lot more in that instance than I anticipated. Hence why I took a couple extra hits there. Go ahead and get the parry, but because of the elevation I can't get the riposte. That was stupid on my part. I should have dragged him somewhere else before trying to go for that. That was just dumb invader moment. I do have a lot of them, but that's fine. Don't worry about it. So now we're just going to do a bit of dancing. Host is now switched to a straight sword. Once again, I think it's the Ring Knight straight sword again. All this weapon switching is a little tricksy. So I am able to break his guard though, since he's turtling. Don't have time to switch to my dagger, but I do get the riposte with the claymore, which is good enough. Gets him to back off a little bit. And now I'm dealing with scythe and straight sword, which is a pretty interesting combination. And again, with that range, it's just more than I would expect. Go for the Estus bait there, but neither of them are willing to come in. They want to back down to the cathedral once again. And I want to use the stairs. The stairs are a really good spot for keeping people in your view. So that stuff like that doesn't happen where they just come out of nowhere off camera. So I want to drag them up here a little bit. Phantom doesn't look like he's coming. The host was, but now he's backing way down. And Phantom is similarly grounded. They're not going to come up too far, which that's probably smart of them, but it's not something that most Phantoms or hosts will do. They're usually a bit less smart, for lack of a better word, about things like that. Now the lag gets out of control. I'm not sure if a blue is on the way or something, I don't know, but the lag just goes nuts for a minute there. He's running, I go ahead and try to plunge. Don't get him. I don't see the host, so I'm just making sure he's not going to come up and walk up and backstab me. He's not, so I'm going to keep dancing with this chap, who's really loving that weapon art, and sadly it's not something I'm great at parrying. I've parried it a few times, but it's more luck than knowledge. I don't really know the timing for the weapon art too well. The R1, however, I am able to parry just fine and get a nice riposte on him. Now it's just me and Steve, who is going to run. Because he knows without his buddy, he's got nothing going on. So I'm going for guard breaks. He shields a lot. He guards a lot when he's not running. Now here, he sprints, so I don't do the guard break, but I still get the guard break because he has no stamina from sprinting around. And that's all it takes for him. At any rate, that's all for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed.